All right, so it says we are live, and we will see what happens next. But for those who do see this in archive, hope you're doing well. Hope everything is going fine. Pretty much just sitting back, relaxing, stream for maybe an hour or two, and we'll see where it takes us. In the movie news, very sad to hear about Tom Sizemore. I know he's had a lot of issues lately for the longest while, but I know recently he had a brain aneurysm, which is too bad. It is too bad because I do think he's a good actor. I love The Relic, but it's too bad he's got a brain aneurysm, and I know he's in critical condition in the hospital. So, I mean, that's not. Hey there, Bobby. Hope you're doing well. Will Ferrell number one. Hello there too. I was just getting started with what's in the movie news and such. Julian Sands has still disappeared, which is so strange to me. This is a to me and after people knowing he still disappeared. And hey, John Zero Cool, how you doing, man? I did vote on your poll. Rocky 2, I actually prefer over the first one. But I hope you're doing well, John. Hey, Pierce Brosnan, I was just thinking about the movie news. Uh, I mean, Julian Sands disappeared. Richard Belzer, I know he passed away, and I didn't see much of stuff in him, but the little bits I did, I didn't mind him in. And then yeah, Tom Sizemore had a brain aneurysm, so yeah, it's too bad all around. And then Ant-Man 3 came out. That's another bad thing. I haven't seen it. I haven't got any requests for it, but I've only heard bad things about it. I'm not surprised. It's another Marvel comedy bus CGI filled movie. Hey, Neopunk, bring back the goatee. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I hope everyone's doing okay. WY. If I learned how to spell YWIR, Ant-Man 3 was really dumb. Hey, Crusade. Crusade. Why can I not talk? Crusade, but it's Crusoe. WY wins YW, for fuck's sake. Crusoe Inc. Good day. I love the Canon logo. It's one of my favorite logos. And one of my favorite companies back in the day. Star Wars Holiday Special I like more than Captain Marvel because Star Wars Holiday Special has at least the Boba Fett cartoon I can get some enjoyment out of. Whoopi Goldberg films. My favorite is Jumpin' Jack Flash. I love Jumpin' Jack Flash. You mentioned the Burglar. Burglar is there. Associate I haven't seen, but I love Jumpin' Jack Flash. Have you seen that one? Uh, Directed by the late Penny Marshall. Hey, great. I'm doing okay. But yeah, I love Jumpin' Jack Flash, especially the scene where she stares the security guard and she goes, "See this face? This is the face of a woman on the edge. They got two choices. Do you want to keep working here or do you want to live?" Uh, Avengers Endgame or No Way Home, which is worse? I'll go in No Way Home. Yeah, I like Fatal Beauty. People crap on that, but I actually thought it was a good one. Yeah, Dark Cloud. Jumpin' Jack Flash, it's pretty much it's interesting too because yeah, I understand this is the 80s, so computers were not as huge, but she works at a bank and it's an online thing. Like she's in connection with someone overseas who's online in a computer and it's like a spy movie, but it's a comedy and she just thrusts into the middle of it. So it is kind of interesting, like ahead of its time in a way, because she's replying via well, I don't wouldn't call it the internet, but nowadays it would be the internet. But I also love there's a scene in Jumbo Jet Flash where she's trying to get a clue from the lyrics of the Rolling Stones album, but she can't understand Mick Jagger's lyrics. So she's writing down notes, and it's the song Jumbo Jet Flash, and she's like, "Who's stuck in my head? Two lesbians? Oh, come on, Mick. Fuck a duck. What are these lyrics? Or are these just weird ass lyrics?" Until ultimately she had to just buy a fucking paper to she had to buy something to look at the lyrics. But hey, Dairy Blow. Yeah, I forgot I said that. Mystery Road or Goldstone, I've never heard of those. I don't know what those are. I don't know about the Superman video game. I like Ghost. Rest in peace, Patrick Swayze. Hey, Altrito. Yeah, I like the film Ghost. Really solid movie, and not just for the pottery scene. But I don't know about the Superman video game canceled. People did Batman Arkham Asylum or Arkham. Interesting. I love Death Machine, but that is a stupid line. Holy donuts! I kind of wish that was edited out. There's a that's just a stupid line. Remake Station, hello there. Sweetie Rapper, I don't know what that is. Beat the Spartans 2 should happen? No. First one should never happened. Metal Teen is Batman again. I'm not interested. I mean, it's just why is Batman smiling? Why is he smiling like George Clooney from fucking Batman and Robin? I mean, Metal Teen's 70 years old. What's a 70-year-old Batman gonna do? That's when you should be Batman Beyond and not in the damn suit again. Unless you're doing the Dark Knight Return story. Because it kind of become a car salesman. I mean, they're selling something. It's called BS. Hi, Insanity Pepper. Why would you want to come into America 3? What, the second one wasn't bad enough? I don't know who Sweetie Rapper is. I like Flatliners from 1990. That's a good one. I always enjoyed that one. Once again, it shows Joel Schumacher's not a bad filmmaker. The Rock or John Cena? John Cena, because at least The Rock I can enjoy the Rundown and Race to Witch Mountain in a few movies. John Cena, not really. George of the Jungle, it's okay. John Zero Cool, the Zero Cool. That's his name, John. For those who don't know, John. They don't rehash a lot of stuff for nostalgia. You could bet your bottom dollar on it. It's like wrestling when they get a legend wrestler and he comes out and he parades around. I like Stone Cold Steve Austin, but when they bring him back, yeah, I know he had the match, but for the most part, it's stun Vince McMahon, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so, and go home. It's going to be the retirement tour. Sean Connery performances. I mean, my favorite's Outland, and then The Rock as well. Outland, The Rock, and Indiana Jones: Last Crusade. Hi, Jay Perez. Raphael, voiced by Sylvester Stallone. I'd be down to see it. I mean, hell, I got a Cobra poster. I could see that happening. As long as he voices like that and not Judge Dredd. Where was it confirmed that Christian Bale was returning? Wouldn't that be a secret? Why would you confirm that? Why would you not make that a secret? American Exit, I've never heard of it. Thank you, Jay Perez. I appreciate that. Obvious dude, hello there. Hope you're doing well. A combo you like to see made into a well-made movie. I mean, I'm kind of if they did it right, Preacher, but they did that TV show and they did it wrong. Didn't see Knock at the Cabin. Did not get requested it either. I don't know who Clint Walker is. Edge, yeah. Favorite Dracula movie ending? The Monster Squad. No, I don't care about a Cat in the Hat horror film. Punisher versus Jason Voorhees. I mean, you just have the fucking bomb they use in Jason Goes to Hell and blow him up. AJ Prez, or there's PayPal as well. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. I mean, you don't need a new Wonka film. I don't care about the younger dealings of Willy Wonka. I think that has left the barn. That story has left the barn. Um, I never saw Cheyenne, and I haven't seen The Dirty Dozen forever. Hey, True Fire Pink, Pink Guy. I said Pink Guy, not Pink Eye. There's two different things. Yeah, Bruce Willis has the dementia, which is too bad. I love Silent Madness. I actually have it on Blu-ray. It's in the links as well, the PayPal. It's on all the links. Hey, QJC. I don't think I can. I don't know if it'll work in the. I could try. Jay Perez put it in the chat. I don't know if it'll work. You just have. Well, you just have to put like the www stuff in front of it. This is for Jay Perez. That's for Jay Perez. I like Silent Madness. I actually have the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray right here. I'm looking at it. If if you want me, I can show you. So that I'm not making it up. I would love to review that. Hey Thor, how you doing? Yeah, Japer, if you want, I can show you the Blu-ray. Yeah, Gene Wilder was Willy Wonka. Go do different movies. Constantine 2 is too late to do. Well, no, apparently it did not get canned. Now they're gunning up to do it because they want to do I Am Legend 2 and Constantine 2 because Warner Bros. Are now begging to get franchises to hopefully make money after all their kerfluffle with the DC. But hey, Thor, hope you're doing well. Mother, uh, never played Fallout 3. Critters 3 or 4. Hmm. Probably technically Critters 3 because there's actually more critters in it. Because what happened was they filmed Critters 3 and 4 back to back, but they spent all the money on Critters 3. That's why Critters 4, you only have like 3 critters in the entire movie, give or take. If that. James Bond, they need to stay retired for 10 years and not worry about it. How can I miss if you don't go away? I've never seen Ralph Breaks the Internet. Steamroller Productions, I have no idea what that is. Spike Speedo, hello there. How are you doing? Well, they don't keep making John Wick films, and they need to stop because they don't. Whenever a franchise keeps going that long, there's always going to be bound to get tiresome. But I mean, John Wick 5 a villain? I don't know who you would cast. I have no idea. Because a lot of people I think about are too old. Well, this fourth one should have been the last one, but it won't be. Never saw America 3000. Hey, Samuel. Well, Critters 4, I mean, I like all four Critters films. But I did get what you mean by Critters 4, where I didn't mind the actors, Brad Dourif, Angela Bassett. I don't even mind the younger kid in it. Like I don't mind the actors, so I wasn't as bored with it as others. Why didn't I have a Nintendo 64? Just didn't. Was more of a PlayStation guy. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Dude, there's no other reason than that. Roger Corman, indifferent. Jared Leto, depends on the movie. The film he did with Matthew McConaughey, Dallas Buyers Club, I thought he was good in. Remake Station, it depends what it is. Like if it's a 3 hour movie or something, I would like a little bit more. Like it just depends. Thank you, Jay Perez. I appreciate that. Director of Blood and Honey wants to do a TMNT horror film. Nickelodeon owns it, and they're never going. They would not let him do it. And plus, Blood and Honey, I've heard only bad things about it. That looks like it cost $3.44. His version of an intro horror film would be like four guys painted green with their nuts out. It's funny. Hey, Rapper Kirby, I'm doing okay. I saw the X-Men cartoon in the 90s, that one, but I didn't see the new one. Scarface I like over The Godfather. I'm not a Godfather fan. I prefer Goodfellas, but I definitely prefer Scarface. Uh, Steven Dorff horror thriller. I don't know anything about it. No, no one requested Blood and Honey. Someone tried to, but then their card got declined. So, hey, Preminator. Uh, yeah, that video Fabio reacted to was really disagree with the not Fabio. I agree wholeheartedly with Fabio with what he said. The guy who made that, I watch every Arnold movie. That video was cringe, in my opinion. But thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. I haven't had a chance to check them out. I've just been very busy, but I definitely will. I did get your link, and I appreciate it. I still have it saved. Yeah, the card got declined because it even said you check it, it said declined. I'm like, well, can't do it, because it didn't go through. But yeah, Gojeev fan 93. I will definitely check them out. I will definitely give them a look. I mean, you said a lot of nice things about them, and they're big into Godzilla. So thank you, Bobby. I really appreciate your generosity, man. Really kind of you. Thank you. Um, I like 13 Ghosts remake. Yeah. I mean, back then I had no expectations. I thought, okay, it looks kind of cool, and I think there's stuff that could have been done better. I think House on Haunted Hill remake. Uh, yeah, Jay Perez, if you do it through PayPal, because PayPal takes less out than Patreon. Patreon takes more money out, so I would prefer PayPal. If you did that, man, I could do it. You mean right now on the stream, or you mean do a separate review? Hey, Jedizilla. Ocean's 11. I got that confused. Okay, is that the one with George Clooney? Is Ocean's 9 or Ocean's 8? Ocean's 8 the one with Sandra Bullock? I've seen the one with George Clooney. I think that's Ocean's 11. Then Mind Belly the Beast, teach their own. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Apologize. Yeah, I didn't mind Fan Four Stick. It's not perfect, but I've seen much worse. I'm doing all right, Preminator. Pre 1970 gangster movie. I don't really have a favorite. What was someone was saying? We already got a horror TMNT movie called Chuds. Yeah, that's true. Remake Station 5, feel free, man. You want to request something? It won't be 3 hours. Then feel free, man. I appreciate it. Second favorite Kevin Bacon film? Yeah, my favorite is Tremors. My second favorite, I have to look at his filmography. I mean, I do like Hollow Man. I do like Stir of Echoes. I don't know if either would be worst Tremors film to me is probably the last one because they killed off Burt Gummer for some stupid reason. No, you don't need a Goodfellas too, especially with Ray Liotta having passed away. Uh, I don't know. Kay Winslet said that record. I don't know. Death Sentence. Yeah, I like that one. How you doing, Civil Wings? Hope you're doing well. Good luck on your 32. I know you have all the 32. You have the games for that. The 32X. You don't beat all the games now because you have them all. Forgot what was the last one. Hey YK, hope you're doing well. I love Blue Thunder. Roy Scheider. Love that helicopter. Ahead of its time, Blue Thunder, Roy Scheider and Daniel Stern about surveillance and good government trying to listen into your homes. But ahead of its time, and plus it has some fun action. Love Blue Thunder. 1983, I believe. Roy Scheider from Jaws, for those who don't know. Hey, Sean. Hey, Osmosis Dark Hell. Hope you're doing well. You don't need any more Toy Story movies. Seth Rogen, he's a pothead. All of them bought, just waiting for one more to come in the mail. It's supposed to come today, but I wasn't here to sign for it. Ah, man. Yeah, then the other day was President's Day. So Roy Scheider did a great job in Blue Thunder. Oh, and Jaws 2 as well. Oh, thank you, man. I almost missed this. Sorry about that. Clark Herman, thank you, man. More shocking 80s sci-fi moments. Spot's death in Wrath of Khan or Luke, I'm Your Father, Empire Strikes Back. Well, it's hard to judge that because by the time I had seen them, I already knew about them. Like by the time I had seen those films, like people had already talked about them and spoiled them, so I already knew. So neither was shocking to me because it was already among people talking, chatting about it. The how you call it the mainstream verbal jibber jabber. Potentially, I would say Spot's death. I would say potentially if there was a moment that probably would have shocked me more, would have been Spock's death more than I'm your father thing. Thank you, Clark. I really appreciate that, though, man. Who do you cast in a potential John Carver Dead Space film? Well, I don't know. Like, isn't the thing with Isaac Clarke is he never takes his helmet off? So you still don't go with that, kind of like Dread, where he doesn't take his helmet off, unless the very beginning, very end, and not be like take his helmet off every 5 minutes. But if we're going with that, then it's I guess someone with the right voice. Hi, Miss Ugg. Um, I don't know how Google Pay works. I've never used Google Pay. Hi, Brian Walsh. I don't know how Google Pay work. Google Pay. Google. Yeah, Google Pay. What the fuck am I talking about? Hey, Toby. Uh, I don't know what's going on in Houston. Houston's like 80 miles away. As long as it happens over there and not here, I'm fine. Never seen the animated Hellboy films. First person or third person, I like either. I don't really have a preference. Yeah, I don't have a preference as to which I like more. Uh, the turd section in the original Dead Space, uh, save and pray. That is one of my least favorite sections in that game. I really don't have much for advice because even I barely know how to get through it. I can, but it's not. It's one of my least favorite parts of the game. Short control bursts. That's my advice. Short control bursts. Wrath of Khan I like more than Empire Strikes Back. Favorite horror director is John Carpenter. What low budget? Brian Walsh. There's a lot of low budget horror films in the '90s. You'd have to be more descriptive. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Thank you, man. Spot's death and Wrath of Khan versus Captain Kirk death from the bridge. Oh, well, one's done well, and that's Star Trek 2. Star Trek Generations was just horse shit. Everything about that movie was a bunch of horse piss, including the fact that if you're going into the damn time travel type of vortex of piss, where the hell it was, why don't you just go back in time to before that crazy guy got on the ship in the first place? Like, if you could go back in time, why are you going back to just 3 minutes before the stuff? Why you go all the way back to the beginning and just throw McDowell from Clockwork Orange, Malcolm McDowell, throw him off the bridge or something? But yeah, Spot's death in Wrath of Khan was actually well done. It was actually emotional. It was actually earned. This was just stupid. And all you had Captain Kirk do was almost die at the beginning, cook some eggs, ride a horse, and then die. So stupid. Stupid movie. Hate Star Trek Generations. So easily Spock's death is better. Miguel Ferrer, I choose Sean. Strike Commando is a fun Red Brown film, but it's not my favorite. Uncommon Valor is my favorite. It's cool, Brian. Um, I didn't see Proud Family. I've only heard of it. Hey, Jesse. Hope you're doing well. Saddest movie character death? I don't know. I mean, usually they just piss me off more than sad. Are you going to Dark Knight movie McFarlane toy soon or past? I don't really get your question. Uh, I probably like Changeling a bit more, but I do like Session 9. Yeah, I John Wayne movies. I like Rio Bravo. I would say that's my favorite John Wayne film. Yeah, Brian Walsh has Troll 2. Yeah, they have Troll 2 with the line, "Piss and hospitality. I won't allow it." I love Red Scorpion. It's pretty much Dolph Lundgren's version of Rambo. I mean, he's a Russian guy, Spetsnaz. He's told and ordered to kill this leader. He fails, but then they leave him behind. He learns to be a better person. He kicks some ass, get a big massive machine gun. He shoots the shit out of a helicopter and blows it to pieces, which looks really cool. He blows a guy's arm off who's holding a grenade. So the guy holds her like a one of those, I forget what kind of grenade it is. It's the one with the stick, and you do like the twist on it, and you throw it, and he shoots the arm off, and it blows. The guy gets blown up. Good Tom Savini effect blowing the arm off. He was supposed to blow the guy's head off, but the director said otherwise, which is too bad. I would love to have seen that. Thank you, Clark. I appreciate that. People talk about time travel things touch your voyage home, depending on the type of ship and how fast you fly. It could travel through time. Um, yeah, they talk about. Hey, Ty, hope you're doing well. Yeah, they. How do I put it? Well, it's not really about the ship. It's about the trajectory they do in order to make it work, swerving around in a certain way and a certain speed. I never had an issue with it. I mean, there's a lot of time travel on it though, on that show, so it didn't bother me. I thought they needed to find a way, and they did it. And of course, then the question is, can they do that all the time? But they do make it up that it's a very dangerous situation. You could easily die from it. So at least they did put that into the script so that it's not like a piece of cake. So yeah, that never bothered me. And Star Trek 4 was always my favorite Star Trek film. But thank you, Clark. I appreciate that. Hero or Jet Li, I wasn't a fan of. Favorite chips? I don't really eat a lot of chips anymore. I guess the spicy Doritos. Icon Piece is my favorite Dolph Lundgren film as well. TV shows do I miss? I mean, I wish Kolchak the Night Stalker got more than one season. Um, hmm. Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe. I always enjoyed that show. I'm on a few others. I like the Thin Red Line more than Saving Private Ryan. I don't care about Wonder Woman. I don't care what they do with her. Men of War is completely underrated. Absolutely. You need to check out Men of War if you like Dolph Lundgren. Men of War is great. Men of War should have been in theaters and it got dumped straight to video because they're dumb. Well, not to be fair, Dolph Lundgren films were not making money. That's why. Shonen Little Tokyo is a great movie, but it made no money. Icon One Piece made no money. Young vs. Soldier made money, but some people say that's more because of Van Damme than Dolph. Although Dolph did a great job with that movie. And Sound with David Tell. That's another one I miss, TV show wise. The Neon Demon. I don't know if I've seen that movie. I might have, and I forget. The Interview. Eh. The hype was more interesting than the movie. I'm like, all this kerfluffle over this movie. Like if you actually watch the movie, it wasn't worth all the kerfluffle. That was more interesting than the movie. Thank you, Clark. Once again, thank you. My favorite Richard Linklater movie is School of Rock. That movie got me into the class of rock stars that were in the movie. That's cool. Hey there, Aragorn. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I remember not minding School of Rock. It's one of the more decent Jack Black films compared to Gulliver's Travels or Envy, where he creates the vaporizer that gets rid of poo. Although Tropic Thunder is probably my favorite that he's been in. But yeah, I didn't mind School of Rock. It's a decent one. It's one I'm surprised they never made a sequel to, because that was a pretty big hit. Hey, Nick B. No problem, Aragorn. Thank you. Are you going to see 65? I mean, if it's requested. First movie I've seen Dolph Lundgren, it was probably Rocky 4. But thank you, Clark. I really appreciate that, man. Um, so bad, frustrating series finales. Well, Quantum Leap because he didn't get to go home. So I would say Quantum Leap. Sam Beckett didn't get to go home. Bull. BS. Yeah, I know Envy's the end of Blu-ray. I have no idea who the hell's going to buy Envy with Ben Stiller and Jack Black on Blu-ray. Who's going to buy that Blu-ray? What a waste. Yeah, I didn't see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and no one's requested it. You made a Ninja Turtle tribute with the song Turtle Power. Cool, good song choice. Even though that song, I don't know why. I still don't know why the hell they say Raphael is the leader of the group. Fear, I might have played the first one. I didn't play the others. Slide, yeah, I remember. Yeah, the Sliders was a depressing ending. Tribes, I've never heard of that show. Freaks and Deets, I reviewed a couple episodes on the channel. Yeah, the Dead Pit Tony Moran, that's whole holy spitballs. Um, well, Osmosis, I agree with you. So why you sorry? I like Hellboy more than Spider-Man 2 as well. So why you sorry? Along Team Polly was there. It was fun, I liked it for what it was. Hideaway, yeah, I've seen it. It's okay. Okay, J Prince, I thought you don't request Silent Madness. So you changed your mind? Tony Moran did a podcast for 2.5 hours, just completely obliterating and being a complete other jackass, saying the "see you next Tuesday" word 30 times and all that. He just being a complete. He just seemed like he was drunk and high and everything in between. I think had his girlfriend show her ass and her titties on camera during this stream and talked a lot of shit about Sean Clark, the guy who did the Horse Hallowed Grounds. And Sean Clark seems like a very nice guy. Jay Perez, that sounds good. I would do all three of them. And movies, not people. Although they're very hot women, then I do all three of them too. Hellboy 2 I like more, but I like the first one. Ace Ventura Pet Detective is my favorite Jim Carrey film. Jim Carrey wants to do Ace Ventura 3 now because he's just desperate now for sequels, but no, it does not need to happen. I don't need to see a 60-year-old Ace Ventura. Or where the hell. That sounds good, Jay Perez. City Living Dead, I don't remember much about it, to be honest. Top five Kiefer Sutherland films. I'd have to think about that for a while to get a defined list. The Stand, the old one. I haven't seen Last of the Dogmen. If it's a little bit more, because it's a long movie, then yeah, I would. Well, I already said that I already know they're trying to do Ace Ventura 3. Uh, Family Ties or Family Matters? Neither, actually. Yeah, I know who Kiefer Sutherland is. It's just I'd have to think about it. I know Lost Boys would probably be in my top five. Young Guns would be in my top five. What number says we take off the hat? 100,000. So never. But thank you, Opinion Junkie. I appreciate it. I don't know why people are obsessed with me taking off the hat. Do they think like it's going to be the ending of Brain Damage where I take it off and then a beam of light comes out of my head? For those who saw Frank Candelara's Brain Damage, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, you'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Look up the ending of Brain Damage, Frank Candelara on YouTube. You know what I mean. Jay Perez, nothing to apologize for. It's cool. One more time. Again, I'm putting the link in the chat only for it's for Jay Perez. Unless anyone else wants to use it, feel free. But what? I shaved my head. So what? Oh my God! The person shaved his head. News on it. News at 11. I never had celebrity crushes. I just never thought of it that way. No, well, Eddie Murphy doesn't like the Golden Child, so it wouldn't happen anyway. Although that's my favorite. Hey, Rich, hope you're doing well, man. That's direct to screenwriter when I say Rich. Just be like, who knows Rich? Hey, John Vaz, hope you're doing well. Take care, remake station. But yeah, take off my hat again. Beam of light explodes like the guy in Brain Damage. Um, did not know. I mean, I didn't know that was the reason Steve Austin did it was because of Bruce Willis in Pulp Fiction. By the way, yeah, it's sad to hear about the dementia for Bruce Willis as well as Tom Sizemore. Tom Sizemore got a brain aneurysm. That's sad to hear. I don't know if he'll make it. He's in critical condition. It's too bad. I liked him in films like The Relic. I think that's an underrated monster movie. He's a good character actor, but I know he's had a lot of issues. But brain aneurysm, that's I don't know how you recover from that. Well, thanks, man. Thank you so much. During the making of the Terminator, Arnold originally wanted the scene where after he kills the wrong Sarah Connor for him to have a drink of beer out of her fridge, but James Cameron said, he's a machine, he's not E.T. Well, it's he's right. Why would a Terminator well, yeah, why would a Terminator need a drink? I mean, if if maybe to blend in, I did get a J Press. Thank you for that. I will get to that as soon as I can. I definitely will. So Silent Madness, right? Teten J Press, Silent Madness. So I will do the Silent Madness one. as soon as I can. Silent Madness. Hey, Caleb. Hope you're doing well. Silent Madness, cool. Terminator need to eat. Yeah, but I mean, that's different from having a beer and drinking. That's the thing. Like, he doesn't need to drink alcohol. That doesn't really do anything for the skin and such. I mean, if drinking alcohol helped your skin, even whether you're Terminator or not, most more people be there'd be more drunks than there is. Thank you, Jay Perez. I appreciate that. Again, Silent Madness. I will get to that as soon as I can. Sounds good, Jay Perez. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. You know, and just for that, why not? But thank you, Clark. I appreciate that, man. Kevin Smith or Steven Seagal, I mean, both for different reasons. Thank you, Jay Perez. I appreciate the kind words, man. I don't collect Laserdisc. This one's only here because someone gave it to me as a gift, but I don't have a Laserdisc player. So there you go. I don't have a Laserdisc player. And even then, I mean, I just prefer DVDs. I don't care how much money they get for Bad Boys 4. I'm less interested now with after Will Smith. No problem, Jay Perez, is the least I could do. Titanic is worse than Resident Evil 5. Albert Wesker is better. Yeah, Albert Wesker I like more than William Birkin. Sorry to hear about your mom, Rapper Kirby. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Rapper Kirby. Hope your mom is doing better. Well, okay, you said as a kid. I do remember Kung Fu Hustle. I like the film. That's a very interesting, creative movie. Did not hear that about the forte of structured the motion picture. There's some other posters on the wall. It's just hard to show them with the phone. Oh, thank you, Caleb. Thank you so much, man. Hope you're doing great. I'm doing okay. Thank you. Hope you're doing well too. What do you think of the new Super Mario Bros. Movie coming out? I mean, in all fairness, I mean, it looks harmless. It does. It looks harmless. I mean, if I get requested to it, I'll see it. But I mean, it doesn't look that bad. I don't know about Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. That sounds awful, but Jack Black doesn't sound that bad as Bowser. I don't know about Chris Pratt as Mario. That's more stunt casting than it's more stunt casting because Chris Pratt was in Guardians of the Galaxy and other movies. The animation looks good. It looks like a lot of stuff from the game, so it looks decently faithful to the game. If Mario's going to be a punching bad joke and the prince is going to do more, then because it'd be too sexist. Mario gotta save the princess, too sexist. If they go that route, then it'll be shitty. But Hopefully someone has a brain, but that's asked a lot, I know. So that's up to people. What do you think? Do you think they'll go with the Mario can't save a princess because it's sexist? I guess when it comes out, people will see. Hey, Caleb, hope you're doing well. But thank you, Caleb. Oh, it's different Caleb. I'm sorry. It's two Calebs. But yeah, animation looks good. Animation looks well done. I mean, it looks like nothing. I said it looks nothing egregious. Doesn't mean it won't be. But thank you, Travis. Hey, man. Hope you will. Have a question. What is it about? Well, they do hold a special place in my heart. I'm 43, so I totally get it. Oh, I think you meant to say what is it about what is it about 80s action films that hold a special place in your heart? I think that's what you meant to say. Number one, back in the day with an 80s action film, or even the 90s, no problem, Travis. Number one, you had to be in shape. Yes, to be fair, some of them were chemically helped to be in shape. Let's not think no one ever used steroids back then, because they did. But there was still some hard work, whether it be martial arts wise with Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme, early Steven Seagal, Jeff Speakman, or even Stallone and Schwarzenegger. Again, maybe you're chemically fused and infused, sure, but uh, there's still something you gotta do. You can't just take it and do nothing. You still have to do some stuff. You still have to work a bit hard to get in that shape. And you had to look like a superhero. You had to do it all physically. And yeah, the stunt people were doing their own thing, but you had to be bigger than life and you had to be the special effect. Now everything's CGI, 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 costume, CGI. And back then, there was more cojones, there was more balls, there was more practical explosions, kick ass one liners, good versus evil. It wasn't PC. Good guys to be good guys, tip people in the face, tip gas cans and shoot them in the face, take a machine gun and I worry about we're going to offend people and it's misogynistic. That's the thing nowadays is that you can't do what it did because it's too misogynistic and it's too this and it's too cheesy. It was better back then. I'm not just yeah, practical squibs. That's CGI. Squibs look better. They do because it's real. It's real. And you cannot get more real than real. Look at Rambo 3. Here's something for people who think I'm just living in the past, which I find ironic because Hollywood just takes things from the past and regurgitates it. Watch the ending of Rambo 3. Now watch the ending to any recent Marvel film. Even on YouTube. Rambo 3 ending, real helicopter versus a real tank, real shit going on everywhere. Watch the ending of Rambo 3 and watch the ending to Black Widow or Captain Marvel or whatever the fuck. There is a world of difference, and I dare anyone to tell me how the Marvel stuff is better when everything looks like a video game CGI and they look like they couldn't build a fucking Lego house, let alone be an action hero. Well, you just said Captain Marvel Black Widow. Fine. Thor Love and Thunder. Or Doctor Strange 2. Or everything I heard about Ant-Man 3. Oh, thank you, Tim. I almost missed this. Thank you. Just a thank you for the great content. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, like, take a look at films back then where you didn't have to worry about offending people. You didn't have to worry about, well, this is too harsh. This is too mean. This is so many people take these old films and they like look into stuff that's not there because they want to be part of an in crowd nowadays. This film is misogynistic because of blah 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 blah. Like the okay, my friend Fabio, right? He reacted to this video. I'll go on a tangent here, so I apologize for people in the chat. There's a video called "I've Seen Every Arnold Schwarzenegger Film." Has like 125,000 views, which I will never get and will never get in any of our videos. Is that Arnold only made 3 good films, and even those are not that good. That's what this guy said. Not Fabio. He agreed with me. You know, it's bullshit, but and I get it's the guy's opinion, but the reasons he said, like Predator is a parody. How the hell do you get Predator as a parody? I don't get that. He also said Sylvester Stallone only plays the same character over and over again. I'm like, because he's talking like Arnold's the like Stallone and Van Damme only played the same character. I'm like, did you see Rocky, Rambo, and Copland? Those are 3 different performances, 3 different characters. Well, no, he liked Terminator 2. That was one of the 3 he liked, to be fair. He said Terminator 2 is the best action movie of all time. But I think Predator, like, he liked it, but he said it's a parody, which I didn't understand his reasoning for that. He said Conan the Barbarian was boring. Yeah, he used those terms like misogynistic dialogue and all that stuff. I'm like, give me a fucking break. When do people become so much fucking pussies? I mean, I get it's his opinion. I get it. It's asshole for me to say it. I know. But sometimes it's like, when did people just become pussies, man? Like, men can't be men and kick the ass and take names and say a one liner. I went to college and it's a misogynistic value of in racist insincerity. What the fuck, dude? Grow a pair of fucking balls or borrow them from your mom's purse. God damn it. I think I don't even remember what he said. Terminator 1. He I can't remember. I drowned a lot of it out. I mean, hey, Dark Metal Spider. Actually, before I get to that, I'll find Fabio's video, and I wrote down in the comments section what I said, so that'd be a more. While I'll do that, Jojo, thank you for that. Can you maybe do a tier list ranking on the series Terminator films, or maybe Halloween, possibly the chat, or you can vote for decide? Well, I mean, I can't do that right now because I can't show it, but if someone wants to request that uh, and send a request, I could do that. Feel free. Well, okay, I mean, you know what? You paid a $10 super chat. I could do the ranking. Terminator 1 is my favorite. It's always been my favorite Terminator film. Terminator 2, I do like, but I do think that was the start of them making the Terminator not as much of a horror film. Because as much as like Terminator 2, it's not one of my favorite action films of all time. Because I don't like, I get why for the story, but it's Arnold now shooting people in the kneecaps. Uh, what was the other thing he did? Trying to smile. I prefer Terminator 1. I don't want to see a Terminator try to smile. I get why he did it for the story. I'm just saying I don't prefer that. And there's other action films I prefer more: Aliens, Die Hard, Predator, etc. After that, I mean, I guess Salvation, because I think the idea was decent. The execution just wasn't the best. I guess 3 after that, and then probably Genesis and Dark Fate. Those are 2 pieces of shit. The Spy was only in the director's cut. Yeah, but that's the director's cut. Again, that's what the director wanted. And that's like what the director prefers. And that's what I'm talking about. That's James Cameron's direction. That's the mindset he was going towards. And I just I like Terminator 2. Just Terminator 1, I prefer the more horror, darker vibe to it. That's just preference. But they're both good movies. And not much good after that. So hopefully that sufficed JoJo, but thank you for that, man. I mean, Dark Fate and Genesis, I don't even know which is worse. I could ask people in the chat, which do you think is worse? Hi there, Elliot. Hope you're doing well. Robert Patrick did a great job as T-1000. I like Robert Patrick. I'm a fan of the actor. He even did a good job in the X-Files as John Doggett. But yeah, which do you think is worse, Genesis or Dark Fate? I mean, if you haven't seen them, then that won't matter. But if you have seen both, oh yeah, okay, that guy I was talking about, that video. One of the comments he said was, "Why does Arnold only have his characters named 4 letters, and they're either what was it, John or something else?" I'm like, what the fuck? Why does his characters always have the same name? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? He was Conan. He was Ben, as in Ben Richards and Running Man. He was Douglas Quaid. He was Julius in Twins. He was Harry Tasker in True Lies. Ivan in Red Heat. Sly, like he said, Sly always plays the same role in every movie. I'm like, okay, then tell me, how is Freddie Heflin from Copland and John Rambo the same character? Then the guy doesn't explain any of his points. Oh, Last Action Hero has 30 minutes of exposition. Okay, for those who've seen Last Action Hero, does it have 30 minutes of exposition? No. And he put Hercules in New York above the Running Man and Twins in his ranking. Who the fuck is going to put Hercules in New York above The Running Man, which he calls one of the worst Arnold films, and Twins? He also said Terror on a Cop came out in 1992, which it didn't. But I get those wrong as well. I fuck up sometimes. I say the wrong thing. So, yeah, I've done that before. But, like, if you have difference of opinion, that's fine. But again, some of it just, I don't understand. I don't, Hercules in New York, to him, is better than The Running Man or End of Days and all this other shit. I'm like, yeah, he said Arnold has never made a good comedy, and Hercules in New York is better than. I don't, I don't remember what he said about Commando. I don't think there was a lot of nice things. Like, I forget. I didn't. I'll be honest. I watched Fabio's review and watch along. I could not watch the video itself all the way through. Well, no, it's some guy that did a video called "I've seen every Arnold Schwarzenegger film," and he said Arnold made only like 3 or 4 good films. And even then, he was picking them apart. I watched every Arnold Schwarzenegger film, and he talked about how most of them are bad, and he's never made a good comedy. And he brought up Stallone, saying Stallone only plays the same guy over and over again. And Hercules in New York is better than Twins and fucking Running Man. So Well, I mean, the video got 125,000 views, so it worked. Yeah. Also, he said Predator is a parody of action films. I love. I wish he would explain that. Yeah, Alex. Yeah. Again, there's not. If you don't like Last Action Hero, that's fine. But there's not 30 minutes of exposition. That's just wrong. That's false. Like, if you don't like the film, that's cool. Teach your own. We all have different opinions. But to say Last Action Hero has 30 minutes of exposition, that's false. That's just not true. I mean, to say Arnold only plays characters named John or four-letter words, that's wrong. I mean, I don't remember the video. I just remember bits and pieces, and it was enough for me. Just not my cup of tea. What can I say? Just not my views, which is teach their own. It's not against the law to have differing views. I just get too passionate about shit. I did way too hype about. Hi, Derek Roberts. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Josh. Well, again, the video got 125,000 views, so a lot of people. I think it was done for comedy, and I'm like, okay, but don't say stuff that's not true. But hey, whatever. Fabio's channel is the Italian Stallion 51. Nitby. Um, I'll put in the chat just for. This is just for Nitby. He reacted to it, and he reacted the same way I would have. YK, I'm far from a professional. Far, far from it. And I've fucked up many times too. And then I'm like, damn it. I wish I didn't say that. I said the wrong guy's name. That's why I wish the annotations were still around. I remember annotations where you could actually put in text. I hate that they took that shit away. I don't know why they took it away. I like the annotations. Oh damn, Bobby, thank you, man. I really appreciate it, man. I think both Godzilla 1954 and Terminator 1984 are similar. Both star as horror films and title characters are bad guys. Then they become good guys later on. Only difference is Godzilla went back to be the bad guy, and T-800 didn't. Well, they tried to a little bit in Terminator 3, where he was being taken over. And then after that, though, Arnold doesn't want to be a bad guy in a Terminator anymore. But I can see what you mean. Like, that's happened before. Hell, that happened 8 times in the Fast and Furious franchise. I mean, Jason Statham was a bad guy, then he became a good guy. Jason Statham's brother's character was a bad guy in what, Fast and Furious 5 or 6? Then he became a good guy. John Cena was a bad guy, then he became a good guy. So they did that again like 5 times in the Fast and Furious movies. I'll leave that up a little bit. Yeah. My favorite Godzilla movie, I like GMK with the Godzilla Deadite, as I call him. That Godzilla will mess your day up. Well, Samuel, I think like that wasn't Arnold. I think maybe meant like Arnold as the T-800. But yeah, GMK I like. I like the 1998 Godzilla film. I don't care what anyone says. I like that movie. It just should not have been called Godzilla. It should have been called Reptilian or some other generic name. That's really the problem with Godzilla 98. It should not have been called Godzilla, but I like the film as a fun popcorn movie. I'm not a fan of the 2014 one. I just found that very boring and a very cock tease of a movie. That Godzilla 2014 was a giant cock tease, in my opinion. But thank you, Bobby. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. But yeah, that's I get what you mean by that point. There was a movie called Reptilian, and it was awful. That's what I mean. It should have taken that title instead. Uh, Last Jedi is worse than Star Trek Generations because Generations killed a character. Last Jedi murdered a franchise. So, which do you have? Do you have murdered a character or murdered a franchise? And a character, so it did both. So, Last Jedi. Silverway Camp 2, I will pick. Because 3 seems a bit cheaper. Gates of Hell, I don't know. I would go wide Gates of Hell for a crossover. Oh, that's cool, Sandy Pepper. I was not a fan of Shin Godzilla. I think me and Michael Keane both called it shit Godzilla. But that's cool, man. I just thought it was very boring. It was like 90% politics and 10% Godzilla. And even then, it was like a goofy looking Godzilla, like the early with the going towards Gamut. And I'm like, why are you shooting lasers out of his tail? And didn't see the Woman King. I don't know anything about it. Which is the high C? High C. Yeah. I'm thinking of wanting to drink some high C. But which era is that year wise? Exactly, Caleb. Caleb, we have our own opinions. I have made a on my letterbox 100 worst movies I've seen on my letterbox. Well, Dates of Hell isn't that pretty much like a zombie movie? Hey, Winter Flowers. Yeah, I I'm looking at this comment here. Yeah, it's probably a big A24 fan. Probably a big A24 fan. Not you. I'm talking about the guy who made that Arnold video. Yeah, it is what it is. Teach their own. Did not see Plane. Gorgo, if I saw it, it was once when I was a kid. Yeah, my letterboxed. If I find the link to it, I haven't updated it in a while though. But for letterboxed, I don't have a lot of reviews on there. Actually, I make more lists than reviews, so let me find that. Or I like star ratings. I have a lot of star ratings on there. I also do a lot of lists. I'll link that, the lists. Yeah, I gotta change that. It won't. The the chat thing is weird because it won't let you put links in it unless you don't have the www part in it. Oh, yep. There's the worst films I've ever seen list. I wanted to make sure I had it. Yep, I do. Yeah, the worst films I've seen list. Yep, it's right there. Well, I'm not a fan of Star Trek Generations either. But after that, yeah, Star Trek First Contact, to be fair. But I mean, I don't like Star Trek Generations either. So, favorite Vin Diesel non-action movie would Pitch Black count? Yeah, I do. Well, no, this is on that list is the t- top 100 found footage from ones I like going to the ones I don't like. Maniac or don't? I would choose Maniac. Gorgo's unique in the fact it's probably the only giant monster movie where the monster wins and has a happy ending. Really? I don't remember that. Oh, I did get something in the mail today. Cost me. This is why I don't spend a lot of money on stuff. Cost me $350, so that hurt a lot. But I needed this. I did get a new camcorder because the $100 one wasn't working the best. So I did get one after taxes, $350 to show that if people are interested and what all came with it. There's like, I don't give a shit then. It's like, okay, we'll just move on. Yeah, Life Force is a horror film, sci-fi horror. Yeah, I'm not big. Yeah, I like Star Trek the motion picture, but people find it boring because there are chunks of it was just them kind of watching and watching things. Street Trash, I like the movie. Most underrated movie that went into theaters, Universal Soldier: The Return. Hey, Rockarola. Well, so for $350 with taxes, I did get a new camcorder. Number one, it came in this bag, which is nice. So it came with this bag. It also came with not one, but not two, but three batteries. So not one, not two, but three batteries. So I have three spare batteries now. It came with the HDMI cord. And once I get this back and zip it up to be careful. Where the hell is it? There. No, this was at eBay. I got the Canon back, the Canon Vixia, and this time I'm going to keep this sucker plugged in. I'm not going to pull it in and out because that's what happened with the other Canon Vixia. I kept pulling this in and out because I use this to record my videos, and I prefer plugging it in over the battery. But see, it's secure in there now. I did that to make sure. I'm not going to pull this out ever again because what happened is this on my old one, this part got stripped. So no matter what, you could not plug it in anymore to plug in for power. So now they got this sucker staying in for good. So there's the Canon Vixia, the 800 or R80, I should say. And I'm glad because this, uh, if you saw my video on the unpacking video for Efrey, sent me it. So yeah, got this. Well, I'm never 4K, so maybe it kind of fits. I'm always, I'm the monologue during the digital age. Also came with a SD card, so I don't have to get an SD card. Got the plug-in for that. And he even threw in a battery charger. So now, even if I want to use the batteries, I have a battery charger, which this can fit 2 batteries in, and he gave me 3 extra batteries. Yeah, I know, Rich. I know what you're doing. Come on now. Yeah, I know. Well, hey, come on. If you're with a woman, you never want to pull out again. Come on. Well, in the mouth or in the gooch. But I never used this before, so I don't know how it works. I mean, I'm sure it's self-explanatory. You plug it in, you charge it, duh. But yeah, so charger for batteries and all this other stuff. And usually this stuff's like $800. So to get this for $350 with tax and shipping, not too bad. So again, to recap, a battery charger, 3 extra batteries, SD card, the plug-in so I could transfer the videos. Yeah, the Canon Vixia records the audio. If you go back and watch the video I did unpackaging from Efri that I just recently uploaded, that's the audio from that. So it records video and audio. And my stuff's never HD, so fuck it. I don't care anyway. It's me talking from a camera. I don't understand the big deal with, but it's you from a camera. It's WHD. It's not fucking Blade Runner, people. I mean, it's not Blade Runner. It's me talking in front of a fucking. I don't care. I know people care, but I don't. So I'm never pulling the plug out again on this because I don't want this to be fucking doing that too. So, and for $350, that's pretty good. I gotta make sure. Sorry, I gotta make sure. Fuck it. Fuck, I'll leave that out. I'll leave that out actually. Keep the other stuff in here. Bezia. Hey, Jose. It's fully through in a charger, especially for 2 at once, because most camera cameras don't come with them. They can only charge through the camera itself being plugged in. Yeah, yeah. Which should be. I know it takes a while. It takes like 7 hours to do it, but again, still. Um, I don't know if the charger has a light and like if it's like when it says when it's done charging. But I can always look into it. Hey, Psycho Hobo. Ah, cool telescope for the. Is it for looking at stars or looking at starlets or looking at women? Is it for looking at your neighbors? You can be truthful. I won't judge. Well, the live streams are HD because it's the phone. Thank you, Perry fan. Hope you're doing well, Perry fan. Black holes, well, again, is that the neighbor or is that the stars? There's a lot of black holes. Thank you, Preminator. Year on YouTube, my favorite. I don't know. No, no one's requested Ant-Man 3 or Winnie the Pooh horror film or Cocaine Bear or any of the new stuff. Deep skies and moon photos. Cool. Very cool. Marvel got delayed. It could be delayed forever for all I care. Fuck Marvels. And fuck Marvel. Fuck all of them. Ain't worth spit. I haven't heard of. Yeah, well, good. give a shit about Ant-Man 3. Where they praise socialism, oh, big surprise, it's Disney. Why is anyone else surprised? See, my body even said, "Ugh," if you heard that. If you didn't, my body went, "Ugh." Just think of Marvel. Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, I like it. It's a fun movie. I don't remember much of the sequel, but the Robert Downey Jr. I liked it. Ants are socialists. Okay, I thought they were just ants, but fuck do I know. Oh, thank you, Clark. Thanks, man. My friend thinks why remakes and sequels became popular in the 2010s was because of companies now wanting to lose the rights to those franchises. Well, that does happen from time to time. I mean, especially more so the direct-to-video market, like Hellraiser. Like one of the reasons they kept making some of those bad Hellraiser sequels, like Hellraiser Revelations, because they made it as cheap as possible, and they want to lose the rights. Children of the Corn, same thing. That's part of the reason why there's another remake of Children of the Corn. Probably someone doesn't want to lose the rights to it, so make another one because we need more Children of the Corn movies. So I mean, that still happens to this day. But remakes, I think, for the 2010s, I think because you had films like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 and Dawn of the Dead 2004 were successful and follow the money. So you have Hills of Eyes remake, you had the Hitcher remake, you had the Fog remake. I like the Hills of Eyes remake. Those other two are garbage. Denzel, yes, I am a fan of Daredevil and Hulk from 2003. Yes, that is true. Doesn't having Kane as your villain in the movie kind of devalue him as a villain for the Avengers team up? Well, wasn't Kane a villain in what was it? Loki TV show? I think it was the Loki TV show, right? Wasn't he on that? So then they already have him a villain in that? Loki? So I mean, didn't that do it first? I haven't seen most of the Children of Corn films. I've only seen like three of them. And the worst of those I saw was the that remake that was on the Sci-Fi Channel. Freddy as FRO7. I don't even know what that is. Well, Loki had the scene where the Infinity Stones were just a bunch of useless trinkets, and the guy said, "Oh, well, we have this is normal. We have most of these," as if they were nothing. Like they made this big deal with the Infinity Stones, and then they had a one joke in Loki where, "Oh yeah, we have like 40 of them. Like these are nothing. These are paperweights." So that's what Marvel does. Thank you, Clark. Really, thank you, man, so much. The music in the scene where the Duke is introduced as Steve from New York is badass. I listen to that song a lot on one of my Spotify playlists. Yeah, John Carpenter did a great job with. He was a wonderful composer. Still is a wonderful composer. Many of his scores I like. Song Priest of 13 is probably my favorite score from him because Ennio Morricone did the thing. Was it Jack Dietschy, I think, did Starman? Uh, John Carpenter did most of them. Yeah, my favorite score is Song Priest of 13, but Steve from New York is a really good score and a good movie as well. But I do know the scene you're talking about. You're the Duke. You're a number one. You're the Duke. I miss Donald Pleasance. Uh, Building. I don't think many people give a shit about Kane. in any of these this new Marvel universe. At least you don't hear people talking about him like Thanos. Rob Zombie Song 1, I think it was called, from Stephen Miller. I like the song. Run, baby, run away. Run, baby, run, escape from LA. I love that song. 2000s movies underrated. I don't know about that. The Negotiator I don't mind. It's just too bad Kevin Spacey stars in it, or co-stars in it, because it kind of been weird watching it now. With now we know who Kevin Spacey is, a piece of trash. So that hurts the film a bit for me, but I still like The Negotiator. But it's not a film I rewatch much anymore. I like you, Stephen Mallet. Hey, Frame by Frame, hope you're doing well. Nothing to be sorry about. I like you, Stephen Mallet. That was the first one I saw, and I didn't know it was a sequel. No, I'm going to be on for at least another half hour at least, so you're good. Hey, Movie Maze, hope you're doing well, man. Kane is the best in Ant-Man 3? Well, I guess I'll take the word for it because I haven't seen it. Is DC Comics better than Marvel? I mean, I grew up reading Marvel comics, but nowadays their movies have been better. DC. Now, yeah, nowadays DC movies have been better than Marvel. Because I like Joker, I like the Batman, I like the new Suicide Squad movie, so there you go. They already did a Snow White horror movie. It was back in the day with like Sigourney Weaver in it. So they already did a Snow White horror movie. I think it was like the 90s or something. Snow White, something of terror or something. Yeah, I did know that. That I think in the commentary they mentioned that for Steve New York because Kurt Russell and John Carver did a commentary for it. I wish they had done a commentary for Steve from LA. I don't know why they didn't. Yeah, Hunk 100 is Alley. That's what I was thinking of. You know, Hunk 100, we think alike. Yeah, 97 or so. Melina Martinez finished production with the sequel to K-12. Oh, yay. I so look forward to that. Hey, Winter Flowers, hope you're doing well. Seeing the Batman was a total wake up call for me to stop with Marvel. Batman was original, had cool cinematography, effects, characters have arts, and there was actual passion put in it. I agree. I got the Blu ray right over there, actually. Uh, I agree. I agree. Marvel ain't giving us another Winter Soldier anytime soon. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. I guess Disney's now charging for rides. I thought they always did, like you did into the amusement park. But Steve from LA needed a commentary with Kurt Russell and John Carpenter. If it did, yes. If not, then no. But how are you doing frame by frame? And everyone out there. I've Company of Wolves, I know the cover. I don't remember much about the movie. Never been to an aquarium, no. Never been to one. Rides should be free if they believe so much in socialism. There you go. Any good 90s thrillers? Breakdown with Kurt Russell, Unlawful Entry with Kurt Russell, Pacific Heights with Michael Keaton. I like The Net with Sandra Bullock, but I know many people don't like it because they feel it's dated. For me, that was a time where people didn't know the internet as well as today, so I thought it was interesting. 90s thrillers. I'd have to look up a list. Upcoming streams did pit. Uh, from what I understand, this Friday with Uncle Bill with Aaron, we'll be talking more X Files season 8, which is the Robert Patrick when he started. So that'll be fun. Not a lot of people watch them, but it's fun to do. Plus, I mean, I think people number one, a lot of people were not fans of X Files nowadays. Number two, they definitely weren't fans after that revival bullshit. No, Collector, no. I mean, I think the Collector's different from Saw. It has a lead character you follow. That's not just the bad guy, and there's actually a bit. I, to me, there's just a bit more of a story with the Collector and the collection, at least for me. Yeah, I like Agent Dottie. Robert Patrick did a good job. He's the best part of that season. Well, thank you, Bobby. Here's his ranks of cinematic universes: Toho with 50s, 60s, 70s, monster kaiju films, MCU, MonsterVerse, DCEU. I mean, yeah, not a bad list. I guess for me, cinematic universes, I guess I'm not as gun ho about them as other people are. I just prefer just watching a franchise like the four. To me, there's only four Rambo films. Uh, I mean, James Bond would fit in there, and I would probably put James Bond above them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. James Bond would fit. I had to think about that for a bit. Yeah, James Bond would fit because they kind of make it out that they're related, at least up until I guess is GoldenEye supposed to be in the same timeline as like Goldfinger? I guess not, but it's always confusing. I guess it depends how you look at it, but anyway, thank you for that, Bobby. They hit your 4K, I would like a release date, and then I would be excited. They give me a release date, then I will. Not coming soon, because that means nothing to me. Favorite Bond film is GoldenEye. Least favorite, at least the ones I've seen, Die Another Day. Hey, Knight of Snake. How are you? Are there any TV shows, books, games, or even CDs you're excited coming this year? Thanks, Knight of Snake. Um, TV shows. I'm curious about the Mandalorian season 3. I've not heard of Atomic Heart frame by frame. I just saw that comment. I haven't heard of it. I don't know what Atomic Heart is. I'm curious about Mandalorian season 3 because I like the first two, but I'm also fearful they'll screw it up. Books, no. CDs, no. Games, I'm curious about the Resident Evil 4 remake because that does come to PlayStation 4 as well as PS5. So I'm curious about it. Yeah, GoldenEye is in the same timeline as Goldfinger is Untouched Serial. That's what I thought. It's just because it's so many years and it's kind of weird to try to put them in the same timeline. I don't know how else to put it. I just try to picture like Pierce Brosnan, went into space and Moonraker. You know what I mean? Like to fit them all in. Any movies you and Mike OCB disagree on entirely in terms of opinion? Yeah, that's the funny thing. People say you always act, act and feel and react and think the same. I'm like, no, we disagree on a lot of a decent. Most of it we agree on stuff, but for example, Nonstop with Liam Neeson. I'm a fan of the movie. He's not really a big fan of the film. Prey. I hated the film to death. He didn't. He didn't love it, but his reviews up. He didn't hate it to death like I hated Prey, the recent film. Jason X. I like the film. I think it's dumb fun. He hates Jason X. So I like Nonstop. He's not big on it. I like Collateral Damage with Arnold more than him. Jason X, I'm a fan of. He's not. Birds of Prey. He liked the Birds of Prey. I did not. Like he liked the Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie. I did not. I didn't like that film at all. Mike's a bigger fan of Howard the Duck than me. Mike's a better fan of Hook than me. Rambo First Blood Part 2. To me, that's a 5 out of 5 star movie. Mike, that's like a 3 out of 5 star movie. So that would probably be one of the things I disagree with him the most on is Rambo 2, he wasn't big on it, and I love the film to death. So I would say Rambo First Blood Part 2 is probably the biggest disagreement we have on. So, well, this laser disc someone gave to me and one more, but those Leviathan here, but those are the only ones. Yeah, I really enjoy Harry and the Hendersons. Yeah, Halloween Kills. I hated it. Mike liked it. 007 Legends. Huh. Does Daniel Craig voice the character? So do they redo scenes from Goldfinger and Moonraker? Like, does Daniel Craig voice it, or it's just his image? Well, I mean, people in the chat are already saying it, so yeah, Mike liked Godzilla vs. Kong. I did not. The whole stupid going in the middle of the damn planet and all that shit. Jason Goes to School? Oh, Jason Goes to Hall. Okay. I see you. Hey there, I forget your name, question mark. Sorry. I know you say hi, but I don't know how to address you because it says question mark. I'm bad with names, so I forget the name, so I apologize. Hey, Thomas H. The last great martial arts movie? You'd have to go with Scott Adkins. Like Accident Man 1 and 2, like those are fun movies. You seen Fast X? If it's a paid request. Yeah, I like Hellbound Hellraiser 2 more than Mike. Yeah, it took me a while to get that, but I get it now. Hogwarts Legacy, I don't know much about it because I didn't follow the game, so I don't know what the question mark sounds like a Batman villain. The question mark. No, I've not seen No Time to Die because it's like 3 damn hours long. I'm like, if people want to request that, it's going to have to be a good chunk of change because I don't want to watch a 3 hour movie where James Bond dies at the end. Likeness of Daniel Craig, but voiced by Timothy Watson. Oh, okay. Hmm. All right then. Huh. Interesting. But the best James Bond film, actually, I take that back. It's not GoldenEye. The best James Bond movie is The Rock. Because damn Skippy, Sean Connery is playing James Bond in that movie. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He is absolutely playing James Bond in The Rock. So I need keep that in my head. Best James Bond movie, The Rock. There you go. That is a good James Bond movie. I have seen Hellbound. I like the film. I think that was one of the last Canon Films movies, especially with Chuck Norris in it. Question mark would be the Riddler. Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's a good line. Thank you, Psycho Hobo. What if we were both challenge you to a boxing match? I would bring, I don't know, a gun. Can you punch this bullet? Or shoot him in the kneecap? Showdown Little Tokyo is on Blu-ray, but it's Warner Archive. It looks good on Blu-ray, but there's no features. But it is a Warner Archive. It's on Amazon. But yeah, it does have a Blu-ray, but there's no features on it. But yeah, if we were both challenged to a boxing match, a gun to the kneecap will fix that. Uwe Boll, one of the worst directors ever made. I say that because he seemed like a guy made in a lab, a fucked up lab. You know what's funny? I got in touch with the director of that documentary because if people didn't read my community post, I said, "Wow, I was in a documentary on Uwe Boll and I didn't even know it until years later." It's a documentary called "Fuck You: The Uwe Boll Story," and I'm in it, and I didn't. No one told me about it, like who made the film, and someone like had to tell me, like, I saw you in this thing years and years later. And I posted on my Facebook. I'm only in it for like 5 seconds shitting on Postal. It was like an old rant I had. I don't even think the rant's up anymore. This is like way, way, way back to like when the hell did Postal come out? Probably around the time it came out. And I actually got in touch with the director and he was a nice guy. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I thought someone got in touch with you." And like he wasn't being a dick about it. And it's like, yeah, I put it in there because I liked it and I thought it was funny and I agree with you on Postal. So he was a nice guy on Instagram. He was nice. So that was cool. That's why I'm not going to get too bent out of shape on it. You know, some people are like, we gotta sue him. Sue for what? Like you can't sue someone for that. Guess what, people? You can't sue people for everything. It doesn't work that way. No, it was nice. I mean, I'll read it here once I find it. It was special because I looked at the director's name and he was on Instagram. I'm like, it's Ali. Civil Wings got it best. It's Ali. That's what I was. That's what I was saying. But no, I can't sue. It might have been on my old channel. That might have been it. So yeah, it only exists in that, but it's like again, 10 seconds. Yeah, he was nice about it. If this internet, satellite internet on the computer works fast. Yeah, Mike OCP was on this Blu-ray of Tourist Trap. Yeah, Tourist Trap. There's a like it's a Blu-ray you can't find anymore, and they put his review on it without telling him. So yeah, if somehow you got a German or whatever Blu-ray of Tourist Trap, you might have Mike OCP's review on it. God damn it. Sally Internet's going too slow, so I might not. Yeah, I figure the review. It might have been on my old channel. Yeah, this Sally Internet is very slow. That's why I have to stream on the phone, especially if it like gets too windy or something. And it affects the satellite dish. No, I just I would like to have been told at least, like at least give me a copy of the document. At least tell me, or you know, give me a copy of the film or something. Like, hey, we put you in this. Here's a copy of the DVD. Like, that would have been fine. At least that, you know. But I mean, yeah, the guy was cool about it, at least. Let me find it. I got, yeah. Okay, here it is. Yeah, he was a nice guy. This guy named Sean. He said, "Shit, man, my apologies. While we follow all U.S. and Canadian laws, what we use, we have fair use. Uh, I do try my best to let the people know when I use footage. I think we may have even tried to reach out but couldn't get in touch, which, nah, that didn't happen. Regardless, Charlie, it's not ideal to find out that way. It's one of my favorite parts of the film. I truly felt the same way about Postal. Haha. I said it's cool. Thank you for the reply. I just found it more funny than anything, to be honest. But nah, I was never told or known about it. But again, I appreciate the response." He says, "Thanks for understanding, dude. I appreciate the message. It helps me be more diligent with that sort of thing. Such a great clip. I felt the same frustration. Postal was such a terrible film." I asked, "No problem. What got you into making that film?" And he said, "I let him here in Vancouver and just was fascinated by him as a human. Such a wild guy." And yeah, he was a nice guy. So I wouldn't knock him out. I would use a gun. Oh, no problem, Jay Perez. Yeah, Corey Feldman is completely off his hinges. My share got paid for that. Well, I mean, it's a DVD that's sold, and you're part of a special feature. Yeah, I mean, that's not. I don't know if that's fair use anymore. I mean, I don't know about that. Like, it's this whole review, not like 10 seconds. This whole review. There's nothing transformative about it either. Well, Tyler, again, I'm not going to make a big deal of it. I mean, if someone at the very least, if they're not being a dick and they're being nice about it, what else am I going to ask for? No, the Tip Boxers, he didn't call me out. He liked my review and he said thank you because I liked the film. And no, it wasn't the actor Lauren Avedon was nice about it. No, the director of Scorpio One, Worf Teeter, or as I call him, the Purple People Eater, who did that shitty Jess Speakman movie. Scorpio One, and the worst one was Memorial Day. It was like the worst Jess Speakman film I've seen. Which is funny because the DVD, the back of it is completely different from the movie. I honestly didn't watch the documentary. I just looked for my part in it and saw it there. So I didn't watch the whole documentary. But yeah, the director of Memorial Day and Scorpio One from the director was pissed that I didn't like his movies. Yeah, Worf Teeter, or again, as I call him, the Purple People Eater. I think I said that in the review. I don't think the review's still up. And what's funny is like, okay, I always had this saved because I thought it was hilarious. I can't show it, but I'm trying to find the the back of this damn DVD case is always hilarious from Memorial Day with Jess Speakman. Just nothing about this is right. Because well, Worf Teeter had he maybe it's someone pretending to be him. Although I don't know why the fuck you would want to pretend to be Worf Teeter. It was bad and left messages on YouTube saying blah 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 blah. Like the back of this DVD, Chicago SWAT team leader Jimmy Fain. Just Beavis Tear is not called Jimmy Fain. There's no Chicago in it, and he's not a SWAT team. Yeah, he's mad that I didn't like the movie and I made fun of the movie. I'd probably say he was a shitty director too, because I think he's a shitty director. Or he didn't like that I called him Worf Teeter, the Purple People Eater. And Des is Siberia. There is no Siberia in the movie. Laser satellite. There is no laser satellite in the movie. Talon. There's no nuclear submarine. There's no Russian orbiting space station. Like, it makes all this shit up on the back of this DVD case. It's not in the movie. He does not cross the Canadian border. And he's not even called Jimmy Fane. Like, if you, I forget, it's a overseas Memorial Day, Jeff Speedman. You see the back of the, it's fucking hilarious. But I guess you would get more if you actually see the movie. Oh, thanks, Retro Crypt. Thank you, man. Thanks for the review, Steve, for the bronze. Much appreciated. Thank you for the request. I appreciate that as well. It was very kind of you. Thank you, man. Yeah, I didn't mind it. I liked it more than the first Bronx, 1990, The Bronx Warriors. I thought Escape from the Bronx, like I said, I thought it was a faster paced movie. Definitely a lot more action. Although the ending was weird. It's like, did anybody win? Did anybody actually win? But yeah, I didn't mind the film. Not as good as, what was that movie? Raiders of Atlantis or Strike Commando Red Brown, but it was a fun one. Thank you, Darth Gold does. What's worse? Norbit. Of all the three, you mentioned Norbit because Eddie Murphy, he did do a lot better. He did do a lot better. And that film, I mean, it's annoying, it's aggravating, it's insulting, it's, to me, Eddie Murphy's worst film. I hate Norbit. I just hate it. I think I ranted about the film on my channel, so it's a piece of shit. I hate that movie. How much for a review of Babylon? The movie's like 3 hours long, dude. I mean, it's a long ass movie. It's a long film, so I don't know. And it's not a film I'm really interested in either, because like what's the deal with Babylon? Like, what's the big deal of the movie? Brad Pitt's in it. Like, so I don't even know what the hell the movie's about, honestly. Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt. I don't even know what it's about. 1926 LA, 189 minutes. Jesus. Sound like that guy from, what was that wrestler? Jesus. Jesus. That's a bomb, it seems. Rotten Tomatoes says Babylon's overwhelming muchness is exhausting, but much like the industry honors, its well acted, well crafted glitz and glamour can often be an effective distraction. Huh. So I still don't know what the fuck the movie's about. Bunch of actors in 1920 going from silent film to sound, how they rise and fall. Huh. Okay. Cocaine and breasts in it. That sounds like a party. I mean, how much? I mean, I don't know. I would say something stupid just to be funny. A lot of cocaine. Well, go watch Scarface for a lot of cocaine. Beau's Afraid. 3 hour. Oh, great. The director of fucking. Well, frame by frame, that sounds like another good party. Get the yayo. Yeah, get the yayo and then some. I mean, it just seems like a movie that I don't know if it'd be my cup of tea. Yeah, Cocaine Bear, I have no interest in. I mean, frame by frame, I really don't know how much. Oh, thank you for Elliot. I appreciate it. Most underrated Tarantino film? I think Jackie Brown. Hmm. Underrated? Underrated. Kill Bill. Well, that's not underrated. Yeah, Kill Bill isn't underrated. That's my favorite. I mean, for writing, would Fundust what is any of his isn't all of his films pretty much praised? So is there quote an underrated one? I mean, I guess other than Jackie Brown, but aren't all of his other films pretty much beloved? So is there one that would be quote underrated? That's what I mean. Like, there's not. I guess maybe Death Proof, maybe Death Proof, because I like Death Proof. And then Ellie just said Death Proof. There you go. I guess Death Proof, because the other films are pretty much praised. So I guess Death Proof, I would say, because I like Death Proof. So I'll go with Death Proof. I like Jackie Brown. I probably say I like Death Proof a bit more because Kurt Russell's a lot of fun in that. Thank you, Bobby. Two things here. Ninja Turtles designs on Facebook should have been on the rise of TMNT instead of the garbage. And have you seen Once I Was a Beehive? I've never heard of Once I Was a Beehive. That's the first time I've heard of that. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that was Nickelodeon did these weird, like random shorts for whatever reason that were like a couple minutes long, and each short had like a very different animation style. And yeah, the one on Facebook, they do. I like that design, and yeah, that should have been the designs. I agree with you on that. I'm like, why the fuck didn't they use this? Like, this actually looks decent. And of course, it's one for a fucking stupid ass short and not an actual show. But thank you, Bobby. Hey, Michael Escobar. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Stuntman Mike. Invaders from Mars. Okay, it must have been part of another conversation. Rambo Last Blood, 1 star. Samuel, that ending didn't bother me because I get where they're going with is that this is a guy that went after people and went after women and just the shit kicked down because he's the villain. Like, I didn't mind that. I get what they were going for. I mean, I didn't need the lady say 80 times, tap that ass when during the car chase, but overall, I don't mind Death Proof. Uh, Elliot, I don't know. I mean, I liked both the movie and the show, so I don't know which I would say I like better. Most would say Charlie Cox, though. Tarantino worked on Dolph's workout video, Matching Potential? Huh, that sounds familiar. I mean, I know what the workout video is. I mean, I think I heard about that before. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Invaders from Mars. Yeah, I like Hills of Ice and Chainsaw Remakes a lot more than Invaders from Mars. I agree with that. Who is dumber? I'll go with Jennifer Lawrence being dumber, but Sarah Michelle Gellar seems bitchier. Wonder Boys I never saw. Michael Escobar, again, hope you're doing well. Welcome to Sarajevo. I haven't seen that one. Creed 3, I don't care about Creed 3. I didn't like the first two. Hello there, Banky. Hope you're doing well. But hi there, Banky. Yeah, I know Tarantino said Death Proof is his worst movie. That's why I was thinking I would say Death Proof is more underrated because I don't think it's that bad of a film. I like it more than Glorious Bastards or Hateful Eight. I'll say that. Yeah, I'd rather watch Rocky Five than the Creed films. I'll say that, and I'll say it again. Yes, I do believe. Yes, Neopunk. I disagree. I'm not a fan of Hateful Eight. Could not get into that movie at all. Thank you, Banky. Yeah, I don't think Death Proof is his worst film. I would say maybe Hateful Eight is his worst film. Movie built up and to me led to nothing. At least that's me. Sorry about that. I was yawning, but I didn't want to people see my tonsils yawn in front of the camera. Never fell asleep playing a video game. It's one, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like I would not say it's underrated. It was a hit at the box office. It got critical acclaim. And didn't it get some Oscar nominations? So what makes that underrated? I like the film, but what makes that underrated? Because it was a hit at the box office, it got critical acclaim, and it got some Oscar nominations. So again, what makes that underrated? Well, I wasn't a fan of Dune 2021 either. I know some people got mad about that. Take care, Derek. Fell asleep during Majora's Mask. Huh. No, I never fell asleep playing a video game. If you get tired, shut it off and go to bed. Video game why if you're playing a video game. Does it get talked about as much since it came out? Well, it didn't come out that long ago. I mean, to be honest, it didn't make Marvel money. It was never going to though. It was made more money than Reservoir Dogs. It made more money than Hateful Eight. Made more money than Inglourious Bastards. Sin City, my favorite story, probably the Mickey Rourke one. Tarantino's original script for was leaked, so he completely rewrote the film. Sure stuck with it. Because the script is one thing, on film is a different thing. So I think you're just stuck with it. And not everybody would have read the script. Yeah, the Bruce Lee scene was unnecessary in that film. I agree. Tarantino or Scorsese, I'll go with Tarantino. Michael Escobar, I agree with that. I like Blade Runner 2049. I really enjoyed that film. That's a film I would say is underrated. Could never get into Raging Bull. That's a film I don't really have much to say. It's not a bad film. It's just I get the story. He's supposed to be an unlikable prick, but it's just to follow that character and expect me to care that he wins in boxing when he's such a piece of trash human being. I'm like, eh, I'll I'll stick with Rocky films or like Southpaw. I like Southpaw more. There's good technical aspects, of course. Just again, I know the character's meant to be that way. It's not my favorite type of story, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to put it. It's not a bad movie though. Just not a movie that's my cup of tea. Like Goodfellas is more interesting, even though those are not good people either. But I don't know, just it was more interesting. It was more. I I got more invested in the story. I don't know how else to put it. Gladiator, I like that movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. I do like that movie. Was it Cuba Gooding Jr. ready to go to jail? I guess he's not anymore. Something about at a bar, a waitress or something. He was like gonna go to jail, and then I don't think he's doing it anymore. I think that's the last I heard of Cuba Gooding Jr. Like community service or something. Yeah, I know there's a Blade Runner anime. I never saw it though. The part is pretty long, isn't it? Isn't the Departed like 2.5 hours long or something? It's a decent movie. It's okay. It's decent. I don't think it needed to be that long, but you know, I didn't love the movie, but it was all right. Jack Black, I mean, it depends. I like him in Tropic Thunder, but I think he's made more bad movies than good. And he got killed by Bruce Willis in The Jackal. So he was in Saving Silverman. He was on an episode of The X Files with Giovanni Ribisi, the one with the lightning guy. DPO is the name of the episode. So, but the flip side, he did Envy, which was bad, and those Jumanji movies that were bad. Yeah, cinematography is good in Raging Bull. I didn't mind School Rock. Elliot, if it's a paid request, sure. I mean, Retro Crypt, if you want me to do Raging Bull, I could if it's a paid request. That's up to you, though. Same with The Departed. Just might take a while because longer films just they take longer to watch. If people want, sure. But no, I haven't been requested Ant-Man 3. I haven't been requested the Winnie the Pooh horror film. I haven't been requested a lot of new stuff. Stained, I don't mind the band Stained. There's a couple of their songs I like. Can't remember the titles, but I do remember liking some of their songs. Well, I've done a review, Jonathan Mills, on the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mentioned why in that review. Um, I can't think of any Radiohead songs to be honest. I probably heard some, but I can't think of them. Like none of them pop in my head. Hey, Retro Analog. Hope you're doing well, man. The only film I'm curious about is probably John Wick 4. Dead Man, I hated that film. It was boring as shit. No, I did not see The Irishman. Well, that's up to you, Retro Trip. It's cool either way. Thank you. Um, no, I've never seen that Woodchuck. Uh, the title doesn't sound familiar, Samuel. I'd have to listen to it. Uh, I like Sleepy Hollow, but my favorite Tim Burton film was probably Ed Wood. Most boring action film? I don't know. If it was that boring, I already forgot about it. If it's that boring, I've already forgotten about the shit. Yeah, I do like Ed Wood. I would say that's my favorite Tim Burton film. Batman 89, Batman Returns are up there. It'd probably be Ed Wood, then maybe Batman 89 or Sleepy Hollow, then Batman Returns. Uh, the 90s Lion King, I'll choose that over Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, Dean Winters. I liked him as an actor. The Witch or Skin Marine, which is worse? I guess Skin Marine because Skin Marine isn't a movie. Batman Killing, I mean, I get why people were upset about it. I really didn't care either way. I do like Beetlejuice. I do like that film. That would be up there. At least in at least top five for Tim Burton. Soundgarden. Again, I didn't listen to much of Soundgarden, so I can't think of their songs at the top of my head. No, I don't mind Edward Scissorhands, but not in top five for me. I really didn't grow up much with that film. I grew up with the other films more that I mentioned. Favorite live action Joker, probably Jack Nicholson. Although I did like Joaquin Phoenix. Michael Keaton's my favorite Batman. Yeah, I would say Michael Keaton. No, I'd probably say I like Batman 89 more. Although I do like Beetlejuice. I know you hate Man of Steel with a passion, but did you ever take issue with how General Zod dies at the end? Well, maybe though, why the fuck didn't he do that sooner? Well, Elliot, you say the no killing rule. I don't know what you mean with the turtles. Like they killed in the comics. Like in the comics, they killed a lot. I mean, they killed the Shredder in the first issue of the comic. So I don't know what you mean by the turtles with the no kill rule. Like cartoon, they couldn't because it's a cartoon. Kids. But in the comics, they fucking did. They didn't give a shit. Black Hole Sun, I've never heard of that. Yeah, there is a sequel. It's being filmed right now of Joker. Well, Jedi there's a lot of questions. Why didn't he just take him to the sun? Why didn't he just grab him and fight harder? There's a lot of things he could have done, and they didn't because Zack Snyder wanted to have the whole city blown up because that was action, action, CGI, CGI. Zack Snyder cared more about the brawl than the story. That's why. Worst Arnold movie? It's between Killing Gunther and Terminator Dark Fate. Favorite Frank Henenlotter movie? Hmm. It's between Frankenhooker and Brain Damage. Superman Nintendo 64, yeah, I don't think anybody likes that game. Batman killed a lot at the start. He didn't for a long time, except occasionally. Saw expectations. Well, you want a Superman who doesn't fly and can be hurt by heavy artillery? Yeah, it was that way back in the day. Well, Elliot, yeah, because that's Nickelodeon. If Nickelodeon didn't own the Turtles, then maybe you'd have a chance. But since Nickelodeon owns them, nah, you ain't gonna see it. Take care, Bobby. Thank you so much for your kindness, man. I like Constantine more than Batman Begins. A lot more. Worst Arnold in his original acting career, Hercules in New York. I would say Hercules in New York then would be his worst before he became governor. I've seen Pennywise the Story of It. It was interesting to watch. I mean, I don't think the second part of the story is as bad as people make it out to be, but it was interesting to watch. It's worth a look. It was on YouTube for free for a little bit, but I don't think it is anymore. How come they didn't cancel The Flash? Because they're banking on Michael Keaton coming back as Batman to make the money. And lo and behold, the first bid, the bid trailer, what was front and center? Michael Keaton as Batman, and that's the only thing people talked about. When people saw the trailer, what did people talk about? Michael Keaton as Batman. They didn't talk about the Flash. They talked about Michael Keaton, and that is why they did not cancel the Flash. Perry Fan 49. Yeah, I do like that voice. Hercules in New York. I mean, go watch a clip and you'll see why it's so bad. Yeah, I mean, you have either someone dubbing Arnold's voice, or you have Arnold's voice, and it's the worst performance he's ever given because he doesn't know the English language the best. Avant the same old things, the same old. No, I'm tired of the same old things and the same old places. I wouldn't be surprised if the initial Thomas Wayne Batman starring Michael Keaton. I didn't hear about that. I think there's going to be a Batman Beyond movie, and it got canceled. And Michael Keaton was going to be in it, but that got canceled. Mel Gibson's voice in Mad Max is better than Arnold's dubbing in Hercules in New York. I don't think I have a review of Aquaman on the channel, no. Hi, Quaker Jake. How you don't make Creepshow into a video game? I have no idea how you don't make Creepshow into a video game. I have no fucking clue. It's an anthology. How would you make it? I mean, it'd be what, a bunch of mini games based on stories? Yeah, what? How the fuck you don't make Creepshow into a video game? It's an anthology. Like it's gonna be an anthology game, I guess, where it's like play episode 1. Here's episode 2, and they're not. That's just stupid. What is it gonna be like? I'm gonna play as E.G. Marshall and kill all the cockroaches. I mean, I don't know. That doesn't make any damn sense. I don't mind stopping my will. I don't mind stopping my mom will shoot, so I'd rather watch that easily over Hercules in New York. I actually haven't seen anything on the Chainsaw Master game. Have to crawl your way out of the sand before the tide comes, unless you hold your breath for a very long time. Worst Stallone film, Spy Kids 3. I'm sorry, I keep yawning. I'll probably head on out. It's about 2.5 hours in. Uh, I know we got like 70 people in here, but it's been about 2.5 hours. I don't really have the streams go on for too long. But I want to thank people for coming by and joining me for a bit. I appreciate it. Well, actually, no, not yet. This is super chat. Unless super chats keep coming, I'll stay. If you were to recommend X Files, what's the cutoff point? Like, what season does it go downhill? Well, it depends on who you ask. Well, I'm not going to leave yet. I'm going to answer this question at the very least. But I would say, I think most would say 5 or 6. I like season 7. It's more of a fun one, less of a scary season. And season 8, I like Robert Patrick. So it depends how you feel about Robert Patrick. Thank you, Tyler. I really appreciate that, man. XS XSC3, thank you. Thank you, Hunk100. Thank you, Samuel. Rapper Kirby, Jedi. Silver Wings, thank you. But I would say after season 8, at least for me. Season 9, I'm not big on, and the revival are dog shit, but I mean, I like season 7, but a lot of people would say that. But yeah, I like that movie. I think there's a lot of fun episodes in that season, at least for me, because I like X Cops, where the crossover between X Files and X Cops. I at least watched that one. There's an episode called Hungry with Judith Holt, who played April O'Neil in the 1999 Ninja Turtles film. She's in the episode Hungry. That's season 7. The Amazing Malini, Rush is a decent one. Thank you, Preminator. But yeah, like I said, I like the first 7 seasons, and season 8 was interesting because of Robert Patrick. He made that watchable. Season 9 is when it started, but that's just me. But unless there's any other, let me make sure. Are there any other super chats? Nope. Okay then. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, folks. Take care. Uh, thank you, Nippy. pretty much tomorrow I'll be uploading the rest of Lucas's requests, which are the other 3 Spectacular Spider-Man commentaries. Film called High Heat, which is a review from Movie Reviewer Next Door. And then there'll be more. Yeah, thank you all in the chat. Tyler, Perry Fan, Dark Metal Spider, Banky, Nick B. Thank you all. Good night, Quaker Jade. And for those I missed, I apologize. Thank you. Take care, folks. I will be doing a stream with Aaron, Uncle Bill. For those who are into X-Files, I think we're talking about season 8 on the Dip It Radio. Hey, PA2FLA, I didn't see you in the chat before, but thanks for stopping by, even for a bit, and take care, man. And Total Meltdown, thank you. Foddy, Neil Punk. Least I could do is give him shout outs. And thank you. We'll see you guys later. Ciao for now.